Jamie here from the Center for Aligned Living. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope that wherever you are, whenever you're watching it, I hope that I can be of service to you in some way. That is my intention. There's my cat. Okay, so I'm just getting back into town. I held a workshop out of town. It was my first one, and I'm very excited about it. I had a mixed group of folks there, and it was just absolutely lovely. I feel as though everyone walked away with something that will help them in the future, perhaps. I know that I did personally through observation and just experiencing it myself. But my cat is a little needy now because I think she was lonely. So she's going to be in the video, I betcha. Close my laptop because she's going to walk on that too. Okay, so I made a post the other day on Instagram, and I just kind of wanted to go into it a little bit further. I posted that one of the greatest things that you can do for anyone else is to love yourself. And I wanted to I'm not sure where we're going to go with this, but I wanted to just talk about it. I mean, people throw around self-love all the time, but I mean, it's like, how do you go from, maybe this isn't you, but I witnessed this, self-loathing to self-love. It's not an overnight thing. It is. I've been on this journey. I know that's overused, but it's exactly what it is. My experience has taken me down paths, and some of those paths have made it very difficult for me to kind of dig my way out of the self-loathing, and it's just insane. And I can speak as a woman because I am a woman, and I know that we've been kind of programmed. Let's not sugarcoat it. We've been programmed, okay? Women, it's so hard to meet a woman in her essence who doesn't have, on some level, a self-esteem issue. And maybe that's just, maybe that's all humans, I don't know. But I think it's a real epidemic for women to have low self-esteem. And that is one of the beautiful things, that when you start living aligned with your authenticity, okay, it changes. It changes everything. When you go within, and that's what provides you with your wholeness, okay, then you stop looking externally for things to fill the void. And that's where I'm talking about one of the greatest things you can ever do for another person is to love yourself. So going within and learning how to self-regulate, learning how to self-parent, learning self-love, compassion for yourself, giving yourself grace, setting boundaries, all of these things, okay, they complete you, okay? So rather than looking for or going to something external, a partner, food, material objects, you name it, addictions. Addiction is kind of another story, but anything external that you're looking for, you can find it within yourself. You're whole, you're complete, you know who you are, you've got a good foundation. Then you can go out into the world, and then your partners or whoever comes into your life, it's really cool because then they're not obligated to do anything except love you as you are, okay? But if you go out trying to fill a void, then you're putting an expectation on another, something external, that they're probably not signing up for. That's called codependency, right? Or it's a form of it, or maybe it's textbook. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I just experience life, and I know that the way that I used to do it, I was uncomfortable. I was needy. I was clingy. To a lot of things. That if I wasn't going to another person, then I went to food. I did emotional eating. And I still catch myself sometimes doing that. But through spiritual alignment with your authenticity, your higher self, those things they come into your awareness. And when you become aware of it, then you can change it. And it's absolutely exquisite. It's an exquisite process. And then you can go deeper. And some of it's painful, but it's not as painful as living a life that you are unfulfilled in. Okay? I don't think there's anything more painful than that. And then when you are aligned and you can, you have your roots, you have your foundation, you are whole, you are fulfilled on your own. Yeah, the other things, external things are great. Partnerships with the right person, great. Things, great. But let's not use them to fill any or try to fill any void, because that's just temporary. The only thing that is consistent and that is lasting is your relationship with yourself. Okay? And I'm telling you, it just makes life so enriched and ease and flow and confidence, high self-esteem, you're feeling good, compassion comes in. You're able to start, once you're aware of things and you can see, you have the separation as a body, yet the oneness as a whole. That might not make sense right now, but eventually it will, because I truly believe that we all come from the same source, and we just express ourselves differently. The only thing that separates us from one another are our experiences and our perceptions. And these are things that you start to discover and that you start to learn on this journey. And see, the old me would have probably gotten very bad and stopped filming this and just been like, oh no, but you know what, the cat just, she's lonely, I guess. She just wants some attention. We all do sometimes, right? Anyway, I hope this makes sense. And getting back to, just to circle back around, that there's so much just discomfort with people, individuals. I mean, that's obvious because it's projected out into the world, and there's just a lot of blaming, there's a lot of finger pointing, there's a lot of, I'll be comfortable if you fill in the blank. But, let's take personal responsibility for how we respond to things. And that's an act of self-love. Okay, so how do we go from self-loathing to self-love? It's baby steps. Okay, maybe it's just, the first step is just accepting where you are, saying, I could be doing this a lot better for me. And then sit with that. Just sit with it for a minute. Just accept it and let it just be. And then in the quiet, you will get inspiration, a spark of what you can do, one thing that you can do that will help to alleviate that. Maybe it's call a friend, maybe it's go for a walk, maybe it's take a bath, maybe it's take a nap, maybe it's eat something healthy, implement positive things in your life, when you envision your future self, make it something positive. Make it who you want to be. Because that's daydreaming, that's creating, that's co-creating. When you start to sit there and think of, and I think I touched on this the other day, when you think of your future self, don't think of it as like something totally negative because you don't think you can have what you want. Think of it as, dream, go big. And then, it opens up, it energetically shifts things in your being to be like, oh, hey, we want this, let's take some steps. If you would have asked me back on my timeline if I would be here today doing this and feeling this good, I would have said no way. Because when I envisioned my future, I was loose. I didn't know. But it develops and it just unfolds in a magnificent way. And I don't know. I don't know a year from now or whatever, but I do know this. I do know that the universe has me, supports me, loves me, universe, inner being, higher self. It's all kind of in the same group, okay? And I'm sorry if I mix up my words sometimes. That's why I stopped to clarify. I know that where I'm going is going to be good. And it's going to be better than yesterday. And for me. And that alone is a reason to get out of bed joyfully. And that's self-love. That's putting yourself there, giving yourself time, space, the gift of awareness. It's just a magnificent way to live. Now, let's circle back. If you're struggling, please just, first step is just acknowledge it. I'm not feeling great. I'm uncomfortable. I'm struggling here. I don't like these aspects of myself. When you find yourself in that moment, just step back. Become aware, and then just sit with it. Just quiet your mind as good as you can. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get the, when you have negative emotions, you produce negative chemicals in your body. Just as simple as that. And then you have to ride that out. Drink some water. But don't, just try to be like, oh, okay, I'm just not feeling good. This is temporary, because it's all temporary. The highs are temporary. The lows are temporary. But what we're trying to do here is teach you a new way of living that you can sustain the highs. You can bounce down, but bounce right back up. You can go, oh, I'm not feeling good, and this is why. Okay? That's what we're trying to do here. And it can be done. I am walking, living proof that it can be done. I am a human being. I am a human woman having a human experience here, today, now. And I have to use these tools constantly. But it works. And if you do the work, it works. And so, if you're struggling, take a moment, take a pause, just breathe, go for a walk. Do whatever, just unplug for a minute. You don't need to be all distracted all the time, okay? Quiet, just quiet, breathe. If you can meditate, great, but this is a form of meditation. It's a start, okay? Just unplugging. Just unplug for a minute. Okay, sorry, soapbox. So, do that, and then just write it out. It's going to change. You may just go to neutral, and there's nothing wrong with neutral, okay? It's a step up to joy, okay? You go from like despair, depression, whatever, and you go neutral, that's good. That's a good shift, right? So anyway, that's what we try to do here, is we teach you ways, and we give you tools to empower yourself, to live aligned with your higher self. And it's an exquisite way to live, because then you get to start having fun with it. And, I've never, even before I started on this journey 8 years ago, I never believed that we were born to suffer, that we were, that we aren't meant to be happy, because it's been a goal of mine my entire life. As a matter of fact, I'll close with this. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Hold on. It's really good stuff. I don't want to have to put this off. I know for an absolute fact that it was here. And now it's not. So we will just... Yeah, it's not here. I moved it. Anyway, I always wanted to be happy when I grew up. And I found a way, and I want to teach it to you. So feel free to reach out. We are here. We are available, and you don't need to feel bad anymore, okay? You're going to have bad. It's information. It's temporary, but start to empower yourself. Start the process to your journey to feeling better and living the life that you want to. Thank you for sticking with me here. I hope that I wasn't too all over the place.